Hey y'all.
Hey.
So we ended up stopping at our friend's house, which we planned to stop by, but we didn't plan to video there.
Yeah.
And we ended up doing a video of their awesome greenhouse setup and their wood stove that they've buried to heat the greenhouse and their little garden area, and talk to them. So it's a really just awesome people, and cool video. We always gain a lot of knowledge when we hang out there.
Lifelong farmer.
Yeah, lifelong farmer.
And we're gonna do an interview with him.
Yeah.
We talked with him about that, and he said, "Yeah, we can do that."
So if you had questions for a lifelong farmer, what would they be? Because we are gonna do a sit-down interview with him soon, but yeah, we always glean a lot from his wisdom. It's just always.
I don't know. He farmed for Virginia Tech for many years. He's farmed his whole life. I think he retired from Virginia Tech, farming for them, and then so he knows a lot about a lot of things. Yes. So if you have any questions for a lifelong farmer,
go ahead and
post them in the comments to this video, and because we're going to get a list of questions for him, and then schedule a time where we can sit down with him and just pick his brain. Yeah, pretty much. He's our go-to for questions. So anyway, we hope that you will enjoy this and learn a lot from him. Absolutely.
Oh, we are. All right, we are at our friend's house. This is where our animals were when we first came back from the hurricane. We were checking out their greenhouse that I'm a little bit envious of.
Just a little bit.
And this is what. Then you help.
Yes.
So you can
well, I didn't help build this part. Just burying the stove. There's a stove buried right here. There's 6-inch pipes, right? 6-inch pipes coming through the ground right here. And then we added this yard hydrant. But the pipes come up right there.
And the other one's underneath.
And the other one is underneath this shelf. So, and it is toasty in here right now.
It's got a small fan that pushes the air down and brings it back up through.
Yep, it is an ingenious plan. Did you come up with that, Alan, or is that something you saw somewhere?
No, I figured it out.
So he's a genius.
Couldn't find anything online that anybody had ever done this. So it was a crazy idea. We just thought it'd see it work. It's 92 degrees in here right now.
That's awesome. He's a genius in bibs.
And then these are 2 tomatoes here that we
look at that, they're blooming.
Volunteers that we dug up just before frost last year.
So they've been growing all winter.
All winter, yeah.
Look at those tomato blooms.
Drown the babies.
Let's see if I can get that to focus right there. There we go.
And we actually, year before last, we took up 3 tomato plants, kept them all through winter, had tomatoes from January until spring, and then they were about this tall. And now come spring, when the frost is gone, I'll take post hole diggers and I'll dig a hole in the ground and bury these down about that deep.
Okay.
And then, but we had 3 tomato plants the other year that lived for 18 months.
See, I had no idea. I just thought they lived for a few months in the summer.
Just something. We take a wild hair to try something new, just experiment. If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's all right too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And now we did in here, insulated up here this winter, so that our heat would stay. It was because the greenhouse is open up top.
Yeah, it's just got the thin, like Lexan, corrugated Lexan, isn't it?
So we put this in for the winter. And then we'll take this out as soon as the cold weather goes away, and open everything back up. And then before next winter, I'm going to build boxes and insulate them to where I can just slip them in up there on those rafters.
Right.
And use that for the winter. It'll be even tighter in another winter and take less
to heat it.
Keep it up. And we did put this little gas heater in here for a backup.
Yes. Y'all were gone for a couple of weeks too, so that was part of that.
That's right.
But the stove, what did you say when it was, what's the coldest it's been, and then the temperature in here with your wood stove?
The coldest it was, I think, was just a little bit below 0, and it was like 47, 48 degrees the next morning.
And that's just with the wood stove?
Just with wood stove, and it generally stays about 55 to 60 degrees in here all the time, no matter how cold it gets, unless the wind's really blowing hard.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go around this way.
That's a kale.
Okay. And this is what y'all said the deer were eating.
Yeah, the deer ate it. But see, it's coming back now. That's warming up, and there's your spinach.
Spinach, okay.
And then this over here, I haven't filled in that ditch yet. This is where our broccoli was, and the deer ate off and then froze. And then this is a cabbage.
Yeah.
And these made it through, but they're still gonna make heads.
That's awesome.
And but these have been in here since last September.
Wow.
Yep. And I want to show y'all like how far it is to any woods from their house. I mean, y'all seen the pictures of where our livestock was. So there's really no woods near here, but the deer coming through all the woods to eat the garden this close to the house. I mean, that's like 15 yards from their house. It's crazy. But
anyway, you want to show them the woodshed?
Yeah, let's go down here and check out this woodshed. I haven't actually seen it up close since y'all built the woodshed part.
Okay, now this section right here, this little 4x4 section is going to be the smokehouse.
Yep.
And I got to put a door in and close it up yet.
This section right here, he's going to make a smokehouse.
Right, just from here up.
Yep.
I'll go in with that joint right there and put a T in. And then you shut the damper off and run your smoke through that way.
That's awesome.
That's another experiment.
Yep, it'll work.
Well, they say you want to keep the smokehouse about 140 degrees. The big thing is going to be regulating the temperature.
Right.
And then this is a wood stove. It's like a Fisher stove. And of course it has a step up there. So we did a heat chamber. And the pipes lay in on the upper level of the stove. This lower level with this blocked off, it makes it a larger. And it's not a very big stove, not but a 20-inch.
Yep.
And we fill that with wood twice a day.
Wow. And that's all.
And it does very well.
That is awesome. That is really cool.
And I built this so I didn't have to come out here in the weather.
Right. You keep your wood right there where you put it in, and it's dry, and you don't have to deal with the wind while you're loading it.
It's a good place to pray because you got to get on your knees to put the wood in.
Nice.
My great aunt, they owned a motel in Roanoke, and that's what she used to tell my mom. She said, "You come help me clean the bathrooms because while we're scrubbing the toilet in the bathtub, we're going to pray." And that's what she said. You get your best praying in when you're scrubbing in the bathrooms in the hotel.
We trimmed our trees yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, follow you. Good. You're not following me.
The plums.
And I'm not trying to go to jail.
No beach down on the lower side.
Let's see.
Granny Smith out there.
This is a Granny Smith out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a golden delicious out there.
Okay, over here.
Yeah. These are 2 plums.
Right.
And then there's 2 pears right there. Last year that thing was loaded with pears. This one out here has never produced
This
pears.
one right here? But this one was loaded?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see how the limbs are deformed. We kept props under them, but they're still deformed.
They're still pulling down, aren't they?
I need to cut the top out of this one.
Okay.
That is an old time pear. I wished I'd never planted
That
it in
one.
there because the things will grow 60 feet tall.
Okay.
And I keep topping it.
Right.
And that may be why it's not produced anything. But last year the cold weather killed the blooms on that tree and the Golden Delicious and the 2 plums.
Okay. Man.
But we did have Granny Smith apples last year.
Huh. And you got your grapevine right down there where
Grapevine
Jeremiah's
down
running.
there, raspberries there, and we've got to trim them up and tie them up yet. Hey, Lucy.
That's funny. Times changed when my mom was pregnant.
Now this one path right through here
Uh-huh.
is asparagus, and that bed's probably 20 to 25 years old.
Okay.
And every once in a while you'll have a set that'll die out, so I usually buy 6 or 8 plants in the spring when they quit coming up.
Right.
Just fill in a naked place. But some of them, like these with the bigger roots,
Yeah.
they've been in there since day one.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, you're looking at plants that's almost as old as you are.
So how much asparagus do y'all get out of a bed like this?
We'll cut We'll cut about 3 bunches out there that big a day.
Wow.
On both, and so you're getting about 6 bunches out of here.
That's awesome. I love asparagus.
We eat asparagus like it ain't tomorrow, and then we give asparagus away all the time.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now what is this right here? This stuff growing?
That's what you don't like, turnips.
Turnips, okay.
Yeah. But see, they're going to head early.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So I don't know if they're going to make anything. But we're going to work all this up and sow it in grass and mow it with a lawnmower this year.
Okay.
Now I've got peas planted right along that upper.
Up here along the wall? Okay.
And I'll probably plant something on that lower side and keep that trellis, but I'm going to take these out and move them somewhere else.
Okay. We're going to get some of these for our tomatoes.
Yeah.
We guesstimate, we've kind of done some calculations in our head on the cost.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be cheaper to do these if we're doing 1 tomato per square foot, the square foot gardening style. One on one side, one on the other, and just pull them both to it. You get, you know.
I wouldn't plant them like this. I'd plant them like that.
Stagger them, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because tomato, like these right here are wet. Those are all volunteers, so we just stake them, let them go. But they don't produce real well, like that. And then that's that right there, and that right there is okra plants. That right there is okra plant.
Yep, right here by Josiah.
I used to never would eat okra, but then Aunt Dorita started frying it for us, and I like okra now. I don't want it boiled though. I
don't want it boiled. I've had it like breaded and fried, and another good way is saute it with bacon chunks.
Really?
And just keep on cooking it.
Slimy?
No sir, it is delicious. It's not crispy like fried okra, but it's like all that slime cooks out of it, and it with bacon and.
I can't take that slime.
No, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
The first time I tried it, I dumped it out of a can, and first time I thought I was going to try it, I dumped it out of a can and then threw it away when I saw it.
We got married, and she bought some in frozen. And put it in a pan. I told her, don't you ever bring that stuff back. Never again.
Yep.
So anyway, that's about all we've done.
That's a lot of, y'all get a lot of produce out of these small areas though.
Yeah.
And the way you've set it up, most of the things you're working at comfortable height.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're getting too old to crawl around our hands anymore.
Even if...
Now if we had a grandson like Jack, it was close by.
Yeah.
We could sit and watch and let him do all the work.
Well, Jenna and I talked about, when we get our own forever place, hopefully soon, then instead of putting an in-ground garden in, we'll do some things in-ground, but why not take the time and build these? Because it's easier to maintain as far as weeding and picking and everything.
This one right here is going to bad, and I think it's probably because we're setting.
Okay.
See the boards bowing on it?
Yes, sir.
And the braces have broke loose, and the boards have actually rotted on that upper side.
Okay.
And so I'm going to have to redo that one some way or another.
Probably doing them with cedar would be awesome if you had somebody where you could get some 1x cedar.
Yeah. Now these work very well.
Okay, just an old water tub.
And if you watch...
Water trough.
If you watch, a lot of times people use them for water trough and they'll crack.
Right.
And just set them on the side of the road for garbage pickup. That's where I got that one.
Nice.
And so it doesn't matter if it's got a crack in it.
No, not for that.
Put a little rock in the bottom, put your dirt in there. And we raised a bushel of sweet potatoes in that one year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was so thick you wouldn't thought that it had grown anything. But
right.
It really did well in there.
Huh. Well, the sweet potatoes are different anyway. They're more of a tropical kind of thing. They grow more viney like anyway, don't they, than white potatoes?
Produce a lot of vine.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool.
And you let them grow until it frosts, but you got to cut the vines off before it frosts, because if it frosts on the vine, it'll run black streaks through your sweet potatoes.
Okay. Huh.